Okay, letter is to Beau of the fifth column. Beau, regarding your last transmission, regarding your thoughts of, dare I mention it to you, were Trump and the Confederate flag, regarding freedom of speech. You had to open up that rail concerning about white privilege, white pride, and everything else regarding the damn thing. I know it's a major disgusting topic to talk about these days, and unfortunately in this day and age, it's the hardest damn thing for us to talk about. I have to put it on record here, because I didn't appreciate Trump, and I sure as hell didn't appreciate the damn topic, and freedom of speech regarding the damn Confederate flag, which meant slavery at this point over here. I'm sorry, that damn thing has to go. They're thinking about Rhett Butler and Gone with the Wind crap. All those nice, lovely columns with the plantations running people to death left and right in slavery. It's exactly what the damn thing means. And yeah, I had ancestors of the Union Army who fought and survived. I didn't have any ancestors of the southern side of life, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have agreed with them. They wanted a confederation, a loose confederation at this point over here, where the states do whatever much they bothered to please. And they still believed in slavery, regardless, whatever happened. That flag is still associated with slavery, regardless of what people's opinions are. Freedom of speech only goes so far. It is a protection against the government. But regarding anybody else at this point over here, no protection at all. So taking down an icon such as that, even though it did mean Southern pride, Southern heritage, if they thought Southern pride and Southern heritage meant plantations and Gone with the Wind crap, then their heads have already been torn away by the twisters of Wizard of Oz, okay? And their heads deserve to be out there in Kansas or worse. Never Neverland. I didn't say Oz either. Freedom of speech is the most important thing that we have concerning about the Bill of Rights, because it is a protection against the government, but it is not protection against individuals or corporations. Unfortunately, because we had Citizen versus United States Supreme Court case that ruled that corporations are citizens and therefore be treated as such, it limits the individual protection. We can speak out against the Confederate flag being taken down. We can also support the flag being kept up for those who are still living under that pipe dream. But yes, it is a matter of Southern pride for a lot of people, and unfortunately it's misplaced pride. They want genteel, yet they got slavery. It's an ugly, dark thing that they still have to acknowledge and admit. That damn flag is a representation of that situation that they were fighting and dying under. There are many flags similar to it, similar battle flags of different states. They're fighting against the Union Army. Granted, the Union wasn't perfect either. They had their own major malfunctions, especially when you have the president trying to suspend habeas corpus and other little nasty things that he's done. So President Lincoln is not exactly the most perfect president, as some people may think. He was still an individual. He was still a human being struggling like crazy. It's the only thing I can look at President Lincoln. Good man under intense, stressful situations. He's no Donald Trump, thank God. But he was dealing with an ugly situation anyway, worse than Trump. survival of a union, survival of a country, actually creation of a country. The United States of America, when every state could actually understand and be part of it. Not a loose confederation of states, what they want, separate from what the Union wanted in the first place. They wanted slavery. They didn't want Union control. They wanted to negotiate their own treaties with other countries. And that's just not how the federal government was going to work, or even the Constitution. Only the Congress could negotiate. Only the president could negotiate, not individual states. We weren't going to do this stuff. Otherwise, what was the Revolutionary War for in the first place? We fought as one. Even though there are a few states that didn't want to, they still wanted to be part of England. They had no choice. They wanted to be still part of England. And they can't, because now they're a part of the United States, part of the Constitution that they signed. The Confederate flag is one of the ugliest damn things we've ever created at this point over here, beside the fact that somebody actually mutated a damn cross and made it into a Nazi symbol. So if that meant something good in the past, it's basically rotten right now to the core. There's no way to change the damn thing back. Or the color schemes of it. White, red, black. To me, I look at the Confederate flag almost in a similar situation. They wanted red, white, and blue, but they did it in their own particular fashion. And if they didn't have this stigma and the history of slavery attached to this flag, it would have been still considered a historical item. It should be still preserved in a museum talking about the Confederacy War, of their portion of it. We have to have a balanced viewpoint, which means we still need the Confederacy information saved as much as possible. Letters, documents, even the monuments, unfortunately. Even the flags. Information about the generals, information about the soldiers. Because that is still part of U.S. history. We struggled with an identity crisis, and we need that information saved. But proudly displayed, that's a different story altogether. Regardless of what the First Amendment says at this point, or people's misconceptions of the First Amendment being applied towards the damn flag. I'd rather have a story in a museum somewhere, but not displayed outside everywhere else, and people saying, hey, what privilege, what power. Screw that noise. Because it only means ignorance and arrogance and indifference and injustice. They sure as hell have no idea what the hell they're talking about. That's the most egotistical. It's just ego. And I will not abide to ego like that. Thank you very much. I know, coming from an egomaniac at this point over here, I don't like another egomaniac's point of view at this point. Because I prefer my own viewpoint, thank you very much, and that's how it goes. And that's how we're looking at it at this point, isn't it? Our viewpoint, one viewpoint versus another viewpoint. Sorry. It's hot, it's humid, and it's sticky. And if I happen to itch, I happen to itch. That's just the way I am. Deal with it. Son of a bitch. Bastards.